I noticed something quite interesting the other day. A bit of a change to the normal chocolate-based assault at this time of year. I was in line at my local IGA and flanked on either side by exciting opportunities for last-minute purchases, as you go down around the gauntlet, bakery items, specials. There was something different. Taking equal billing, I've got to say, in the Easter marketing hotspots, which was normally reserved for chocolate rabbits and foil-covered Easter eggs, there were kits from faraway lands to colour your own eggs. Real eggs, not chocolate eggs, but real eggs. And it got me thinking about the traditions around Easter and dyed eggs. So I bought some and I haven't yet attempted it. So I thought I'd get an expert in on how to do the perfect dyed eggs. Looking forward to hearing about it, but also this expert that I've got has written several books on home remedies. So we're going to explore the eggs, but then move into something more. Natasha Lukin was born and bred in Moscow, but spent much of her childhood in Georgia. She studied biology in Moscow, and after years of working in the field, she also went to TV and journalism and translating and everything you could imagine. She's fallen back on teaching traditional knowledge. She was probably drinking green smoothies and bone broth well before it was fashionable. She joins me in the studio this morning. Hello, Natasha.
Hello.
Now, first of all, let's get started on the eggs first, because that's what piqued my initial interest. What is the tradition around the coloured eggs that I see in my supermarket?
Okay, Lish, you actually propel me back to my childhood by your question. Because, yes, it's very big part of the culture, Russian culture, not just Russian, Orthodox culture, Ukrainian, whatever Orthodox people. We celebrate Easter a bit differently in the way how we do it. We don't have chocolate eggs because initially the idea of eggs to use for Easter was born many, many centuries ago, because an egg was chosen, as much as I understand, as a symbol of resurrection of Christ. So the egg create a new life. Something happened, and a new life coming out of the egg. That's how I understand it. Okay, never mind. I'm not a historian. Also, you said I've done a lot of things in my life, but not the history, sorry. But I read about it. Now, if I remember my childhood with my grandma, with my family, how it usually goes, we are anticipating long in advance coming of Easter, because it also was spring in northern hemisphere. It was spring. Everything comes to life, resurrected again in a way. So we're waiting for the Easter, and the preparation was very traditional. First of all, the grandma is supposed to bake very special cakes. They call it kulich, Russian word kulich. They have certain shape. They shape as a cylinder, or like a tower maybe, of different size. It's not just one. It should be 1 kilo, half a kilo, 300 grams, 100 grams, like a few of different size, and smaller given to smaller kids, bigger given to bigger kids. It was quite good fun. And with a cake, it's just normal kind of cake, but very yummy, and covered with a glaze with beaten whites and sugar. It's like a glaze. They put on top hundreds and thousands, so that was fun. Then with eggs, the day before, the grandma put maybe 20, 30 or more eggs in a big pot with a huge amount of onion husk. Onion husk is a separate story. It's a fantastic home remedy as well, but we're not talking about it now. So when they boil in this, they become a very beautiful caramel orangey color. They come out when
because of the dye, the natural dye in the husk.
natural dye. It's so beautiful dye. And then when it cooled down, the whole family, kids, we sit around the table and we do the patterns. Whatever comes to the mind, we do different drawings depending on your talent. How can you draw? We use different dyes, but we're not supposed to do anything until next morning. I mean, to eat,
To
or
eat
to
them.
crack, or to do something. Next morning, we have a competition. We, each of us hold the egg. We beat each other, and whoever egg cracked, you win it.
So
Yeah.
it's a bit like the Christmas cracker where you pull
Yep.
the Christmas cracker and whoever gets the cracker end,
Absolutely, the
you win it.
same idea.
But with eggs, you smash your 2 eggs together.
Yeah, and you try to win, and someone have a lot of eggs, someone has not. And that was a good fun, and you can eat them after. For a few days, you still can eat your eggs.
Well, this was what surprised me on the packet I bought of colouring, because I didn't buy onion skins. I bought a packet of bright red colouring for,
Right.
it said up to 50 eggs I can do. It's like, gee.
Absolutely.
So
So
you-
50, the best present. Nowadays, you can buy sticker, you can put sticker, but that was homemade. That was different. That was different feel, but still lovely to have them, even if they with a sticker or with a die.
And it's still that tradition now, obviously, in
Absolutely.
Orthodox.
Absolutely. Still the same tradition. People who goes to church then bring it to the church, and the priest supposed to bless the eggs and to bless this whatever kulich. And yeah, it's a big tradition.
Now, tell me about your grandmother, because you've written this book. It's My Grandma's Health Secrets. Now, Natasha Lukin is my guest, and we're talking a bit about Russian Easter eggs, but also about health secrets and longevity. Tell me about your grandmother and what she taught you about a lot of things in here. Can we start with the vodka?
Did you
'Cause
look through the book?
I did. And can I start with the vodka chapter?
Of course, it caught your attention. Everybody think vodka and Russians are inseparable.
But I was interested to find out that, because often we associate with over drinking of vodka, but in times past, vodka was actually the medicine.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, I can't deny that drinking vodka is one of the problems back to Russia. But on the other hand, people drink all over the world. We wouldn't touch this topic too much. Vodka initially appeared, according to what I read about it, like in 1380 something year, as a medicine. What developed initially somewhere like in Iran or in this part of the world, like Persia maybe, was brought to Italy, and then Italian ambassador brought it as a present to Russian Tsar of that time as an antiseptic. Nobody even think about drinking it. They use it antiseptic because it's fantastic antiseptic until now. Much better than you buy something at the chemist. Buy a bottle of vodka.
And the vodka itself, I understand Ivan the Terrible was responsible for actually making it.
The sources told us this. Again, I just read about it. I tried to research a bit. Yeah, apparently when people start, before the vodka become like a national drink, people drink something like craft beer, like Canberra now very much craft beers. Yeah, it was very popular in Russia very couple of 3 maybe centuries ago. Berry wines. And somehow someone start drinking vodka. Some start trying this, and people learn how to make it ourselves from sugar or from wheat. Kind of moonlighting this vodka at home, and it was a time of the Tsar Ivan the Terrible, and he saw the opportunity for his treasury to make such a good money by selling vodka. He issued a decree forbidding moonlighting and punishing for this, and then it became like commercial enterprise. And they encourage people to buy vodka, encourage people to drink vodka. That's supposed to be the beginning.
Now, looking at the remedies with vodka in them, a lot of them are vodka steeped with pepper and chili and herbs,
Yeah.
and then taken as a tincture, a tablespoon morning, noon and night, which I don't know if kids if that is a remedy for kids,
No, no.
because still thinking of the alcohol content of vodka is quite high. But tell me about those tinctures and as an antiseptic.
Because it's very good for extracting any good nutrients from berries, from vegetables, from roots. It's a good extractor. The vodka used for this purpose, not for the purpose of drinking. And vodka with pepper, when you have a little gulp, we talk about like 30 mils, one drink, for example, it shakes your system straight away. If you feel bad, you feel like cold is coming, it's such a good push to your immune system, and your blood starts moving faster. It fortified your blood. So that is very common. Can I give you some some example? Just a real one. No, let me tell something different. When people talk about home remedies and traditions, you expect these people, old babushka sitting in an old hut somewhere in remote Siberian taiga, which is completely different. Need to tell you. This culture of home remedies penetrates all the levels of population. People with high educational level, medical professionals, we all use home remedies. It's big part of the culture. We don't rush to the chemist straight away. Say your child have a temperature like 38 degrees Celsius temperature. Instead of giving Panadol, I take a cloth, very cold with water, put on the forehead, change it quite a few times. In 15 minutes, guaranteed 1 degree, the temperature, you can decrease it. So many things you can do just there.
And is this born out of necessity of remoteness and access to medical help, or it's just worked?
No, it's perfect access. Chemists are everywhere, and I don't deny. I have a highest respect to normal medicine, if I can say normal, because it create such a treatment, fantastic treatment for serious diseases. But I talk mainly about small conditions, like cold coming out, you have a cut, you have a
things that aren't threatening, life-threatening.
You feel down, some other stuff. You can use normal products. If you learn to look at your kitchen cabinet, look at your kitchen table and see whatever on it, most of it can be used as medicine. Say you have a potato and you you just burn a bit your skin. Cut in half, put on your burn.
And put the open bit of potato on the burn.
Yeah, or grated carrot, or something
sour
natural.
cream, as I mentioned earlier, sour cream on the sunburn of my
sour
baby
cream.
girl's legs.
Fantastic. What we eat is good for our skin as well.
Now, onion skins. You mentioned onion skins, Natasha, and there's a whole recipe on how you can use onion skins, and you've got little excerpts throughout the book saying what my grandma taught me: suffer from boils. Eat onion until you cry.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if I've got it within me to try that.
Yeah, she collected, by the way, some little notes, and I quoted from them.
What can you do with an onion skin?
What you can do with the onion skin, apart of doing these Easter eggs, giving them color, you can also, when you do chicken soup, leave the onion skin, and that would be a nice golden color, just nice for the how it looks. But to go more seriously, onion husk, and by the way, especially garlic husk, they contain a lot of so-called bioflavonoids. It's a chemical like antioxidant, very, very beneficial for the body. Maybe you know the name quercetin. Have you heard about it? Maybe my pronunciation is wrong.
No.
It's a very popular supplement. In garlic husk, it's full of this supplement. So we recommend to do some kind of solutions based on this. And it's in my book.
It's all, and the book is My Grandma's Health Secrets Revealed. And of course, this doesn't replace medical advice for serious conditions.
No.
And that's not what we're talking about, is it, Natasha? It's more the home remedies to stave off something, or if you're in need for a simple remedy.
Simple remedy?
CC has texted in, and I'd love to hear your home remedies this morning. CC says, when I feel a sore throat starting, I get some thyme from our garden and make some strong tea. And when it's cooled, I use it for a gargle. Thyme's supposed to have antiseptic properties.
Fantastic.
So there you are.
You're a good learner.
Yeah.
Fast
And
learner.
Johnny is also texted in saying, with the vodka, extracting nutrients sounds like a solvent to me. Well, I think alcohol is, in essence.
Look, we can't blame weapons for what they do. If you have a gun is not at fault. Someone who put the trigger is at fault. Same with alcohol. Alcohol is a good substance. If you overdrink it, it's not the fault of the alcohol.
Now, you've got lots of stuff in the supermarket, lecithin, castor oil, all of these things, which I know come and go in popularity, and there's always misuse of certain things. Cabbage as well. Being Russian, there's a strong link to cabbage.
Is a fantastic vegetable. Maybe on top, number 3 after onion, garlic, and then cabbage. Cabbage has so many properties and amount of nutrients, and coincidence of nutrients in cabbage and your substances in your body, they're very relevant to each other. When you eat cabbage in any form, it's so beneficial for your metabolism. May I say something else? How we use cabbage? Cabbage leaves. Cabbage leaves, make them a little bit softer, maybe for a couple of minutes in hot water or something. Yep. And you turn them over your knees, and for the pain relief.
For the arthritis or
for
bad
the
knees.
arthritis.
Put a couple of cabbage leaves on your knees.
Yeah, and then bandages, and yep.
Natasha?
Try it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I'm keen to try so much of this just to see the effect. And if it works, give it a go. Because there's no harm in a lot of this.
No harm.
In strapping a couple of cabbage leaves to your knees.
Can I say one more little advice?
30 seconds to go.
Okay. When you want to go to sleep about 3, 4 o'clock at work, and you want a cup of coffee, bring the cucumber. Eat the cucumber. It refreshes you much better. Sorry, guys who selling coffee.
Oh, instead of coffee?
Instead of coffee.
Let's try that. I'm going to set up a stall just out the front of the ABC. Natasha Lucan, thank you for coming in this morning.
It's a privilege.